Good afternoon. Um, to everyone who is watching this video, may make this as an opportunity to even serve as an ambassador to let others know what is going on in our environment. We are so much unhappy about the recent attitude that we are giving to our environment. Few days ago, I've written about a poem which was talking purposely on the environment, most particularly what's happening in Buffalo. It was because our environment need to be protected, and the protection of our environment will give us the future we desire. But if our environment is messed up, that is another catastrophic record that will be in our museum. But mind you, the indefatigable miners, seemingly carnivorous hyenas, all plunge into our environment, and the competitors shuffle our environment between one another without decorum. I think this is very bad. To every concerned and patriotic Gambian must not tolerate this action. In fact, who is to be blamed? But we have two parties who are involved in this. The first is the government of the Gambia, the Buffalo people, and the competitors, the indefatigable miners, I will say. All these three parties are to be blamed because they are all Gambian nationals. Today, if you go to Buffalo, you realize that the environment is forcefully in degradation. It is degrading. And what do we expect in future? Are we even thinking about settlement? Or are we even thinking about erosion? Our settlements may not be saved. The houses which are located at these places will suffer very, very well if anytime natural havoc ensue. May God forbid. Right now, those areas are mining. They are undermining. You see, in fact, the rumbling noise of these trucks that are going in and out should even that are going in and out, reducing your audibility, should even be concerned. So what about, aside from that, what about the natural degradation that is done, the degradation that is done to the natural environment? You should talk about that. You should not just let it go like that. Just like how John F. Kennedy was speaking the last time, he meant that any society whose young men and women are in constant slumber, he meant that society would never realize her greatest potential. And if the people of your area, if the young men and women, the younger generation, are keeping silence about the recent issue which is happening, I think that will be a detriment to your society. You will continue being in slumber, but it's never good for us. We should wake up and see whatever is not going in line with what is supposed to be done in our environment. Then we treat the matter fairly. Don't even accept corruption from even from the company owners or from the government to let you go lose your environment. Your children are coming. In, just logically, if I am speaking, or logically if you are to listen, if 30 years or 40 years or 50 years back your environment was in this condition, do you think you, the ones present today, can live in peaceful mind? You cannot, because you will even vacate or abandon that place. Nobody will even live there. And today the same thing applies. If you also joke about this environment, then your future generation coming will not live in Buffalo. It will be an abandoned land in the Gambia. If you reach to Buffalo, you even think that that place is a rift valley. You will think that it is a rift valley. You can look at the environment, you can look how depressed it is. You tend to mind whether they are only mining sand or whatsoever thing. But I think there may be another resources which is found there that they are deep in inside. But it is not only the sun. And I urge the Gambia government to participate in this fight. I want the people of Buffalo to pioneer this fight. This crew that are going to fight for their own rights. And I also urge the company owners to feel remorse with our society, because they are the people who are even doing this damage to us. If we leave everything to be in the hands of the destroyers, ourselves are no more going to save, because we are victims of our own environment whenever it is degraded. We need to make sure that we work for our future. Living today doesn't mean it only stops here, but it even goes further than that. Your generation coming must not, they must not live in this situation. On that note, let the Buffalo people realize that their environment is on a catastrophic situation. What about if the erosion comes to you today? May God forbid. That is a natural havoc. But what about if the erosion comes? Do you think that you will be safe? Your houses are not safe. That is giving you shelter. The whole people of Buffalo is not safe today. And as I went far in the village, I found out that one of the Gambia's largest oil selling company, which is Jar Oil, they have their headquarters there, because their headquarters is transferred to Buffalo now. And there is another company which is, I don't know whether it's a Chinese company, because sometimes I feel so hard to even remember the Chinese. I force myself not to even remember them. That company is also located there. So do you think that the company owners would come to, do you think that they will come to invest in your area when your environment is not respected, because they would fear that they may lose their profits? If the erosion comes, nowhere is safe. That's what I'm saying. If your trees are cut, if all your trees are cut down, you will not even have correct amount of rainfall. Do you even forget about the daily rise in temperature, which is making tropic hell in its loom? The temperature is just escalating. Treeless regions, treeless regions, go in semi-desert. This is crazy. We just need to understand that our environment is what can give us everything. Let us not just be corrupt or receiving corruption, receiving bribery and other things, or the illegal gifts from any person, just to sacrifice our own environment. On that note, I think everybody will take it. So I call on the government of the Gambia, I call on the people of Buffalo and the company owners, the sand mining company owners, so that they sit down and know how they are going to treat our environment. Let us just not allow them to operate anyhow they like. Thank you all.